呢度係 WYFR 佛羅里達州休期抽比，
這裡是 CBS 台北國際。
This is WYFR Okeechobee, Florida.
This is Radio Tapei International, broadcasting in Taipei, Taiwan, the Republic of China. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the Republic of China. This is Radio Tapei International, transmitting to North and Central America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Korea, and Southeast Asia. Beginning on January 1st, 1998 to March 29th, 1998, the following 60-minute English language program can be heard every day from 0200 to 0300 and from 0300 to 0400 UTC on 5950 and 9680 kilohertz to North America.
The Central Broadcasting System, or the National Radio Station of the Republic of China, is scheduled to be formally established on January 1st, 1998. Under the name of Radio Tapei International, the Central Broadcasting System is to merge with the Voice of Free China. With the stated goal of catering to the needs of the public, the Central Broadcasting System is subject to civil law as well as the careful scrutiny of public opinion. At the helm of the Central Broadcasting System is the Board of Trustees, with Gloria Wanqing-Chu as chairwoman.
The following 45-minute English language program is prepared and brought to you by Radio Tapei International. This is Carson Wong.
And this is Paula Zhao.
Today we have a 30-minute special program featuring the opening ceremony of Radio Tapei International.
After that, we have a language program, Let's Learn Chinese.
Let's Learn Chinese is hosted by Isaac Guo.
Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's special. This is Carlson Wong.
And this is Paula Zhao.
Well, Paula, first of all, I think we have to wish our listeners Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year. And, well, it is a special day today, Paula, here in Taiwan. Why?
Well, the Republic of China was established on January 1st, 1911.
Yes, so actually we are celebrating the founding day of the Republic of China, and today it is a special day here at Central Broadcasting System, and Paula, I think our listeners would like to know why.
Well, I think that most of our listeners know that Radio Tapei International was established this morning.
Right. Radio Tapei International was established this morning under Central Broadcasting System, or CBS in short.
But Carson, where is the Voice of Free China?
Well, I think our listeners might want to know where the Voice of Free China is actually. Well, I like to say, it's so sad to say that the Voice of Free China has gone down in history, so it doesn't exist anymore. Well, and our listeners might wonder why it doesn't exist anymore, Paula.
Well, that is because the Voice of Free China
under BCC,
under the Broadcasting Corporation of China, has merged with the Central Broadcasting System, and we have a new call sign, Radio Tapei International.
And of course, with a new year, and I think the new call sign, I hope our listeners will keep supporting or even give us more support, So hopefully this year, 1998, we'll get more letters from all the listeners worldwide.
And be sure to remember that if you have any comments or suggestions, you can still write to the same address, which is P.O. Box
24-38, Taipei, Taiwan, RC. And, well, Paula, this is the opening day of CBS Radio Tapei International. And for our listeners who write to us today, so what do they get?
Well, they will get a very special QSL card.
Yes, so you better act fast. After listening to this program, this wonderful program with me and Paula, you better write us immediately, and you will get a special QSL card that's commemorating the founding, the opening day of CBS.
So, Carson, who is in charge of the Radio Tapei International?
Well,
who's our new boss?
Well, the new boss actually is a woman. It is a surprise. Well, actually, so if you talk about the sex equality here in Taiwan, well, the new boss is the chairwoman, Zhu Wanqing, Gloria Chu, and actually today, she's a very close friend of Vice President. And today, very fortunately, the Vice President of the Republic of China, Lin Zhan, and the Premier, Vincent Shao, they all came to mark the opening day of CBS, or Radio Tapei International.
Government spokesman David Lee also came to our headquarters in Taipei this morning.
So it was a wonderful celebration time. I think if you were here, I think you witnessed a lot of important political figures and personages here in Taiwan. I mean, at our radio station right this morning.
So, Carson, how is Radio Taipei International different from the Voice of Free China?
Well, we are going to have some new features. For example, my show, Perspectives, is no longer called Perspectives. Instead, I have a new name, and it's called Taipei Magazine. Taipei Magazine with a new look, and I hope that you will keep supporting this program. And Paula, I know that Paula has a new show. I think I'll leave it to Paula, and she will introduce it to you directly as she's sitting right next to me right now. So, Paula, what is your new program?
My new program is called Food, Poetry, and Others. I'll be introducing you to Chinese cuisine and Tang Dynasty poetry. I hope you like it.
Well, do you have any clue right now for your first show that you would like maybe to tell listeners, Paula?
Well, I'm going to talk about two interesting items of news. One has a lot to do with the former Soviet Union leader Mikhail Gorbachev, and another has something to do with Humphrey, Britain's first cat who just retired to the suburbs last year.
Well, Paula, I don't understand, and maybe our listeners do not understand either. I mean, what does your program, Food, Poetry, and Others, have to do with Mikhail Gorbachev and Britain's first cat?
Well, you have to listen to my program.
Yeah, that's right. So in order to find out, I think the answer, you will have to tune in to Food, Poetry, and Others by Paula Chow.
And I have another good news for our listeners. For those of you who listened to the very first edition of Food, Poetry, and Others, and who send us reception reports, you can get a CD.
And of course, this is to tell you, all our listeners, also, for those who listen to Jet Bells and Bamboo Pipes, the first edition of Jet Bells and Bamboo Pipes in the year 1998, you will get some CDs as well. And also, sometime this month, I think Paula is going to send out the new publication of Radio Tapei International bi-monthly publication. And if you read carefully in that bi-monthly publication, we have some CDs to give away. Right now, I think we have about 35 CDs, so you will have to read the publication very carefully. The answer is very simple.
However, we would like to remind our listeners that since we only have a limited number of CDs, so we will give away those CDs on the first-come, first-served basis. So send your letters soon.
Right. So we don't want any listeners to be actually disappointed. So, anyway, in any manner, I think some listeners might be a little disappointed because we don't have that many CDs to give away. But, the fun of joining the contest is to join and not really actually to win a CD, I think. So you might as well share with us this joy of the celebration, maybe.
Carson, go back to what we mentioned earlier in the program. The differences between the Voice of Free China and Radio Tapei International. So the Voice of Free China is under the supervision of the Broadcasting Corporation of China. However, Radio Tapei International is a non-profit government-sponsored radio station, and this is the first national radio station of the Republic of China. And RTI is under the supervision of the Government Information Office.
Which is why I think the Director General of the Government Information Office was here this morning.
Well, Carson, I think we've been talking too much about Radio Tapei International.
Right, I think our listeners might be bored with what we have been saying. I think right now we're going to play some music, and this music is actually in praise of BCC. And the title of the music is called itself, in praise of BCC. BCC is Broadcasting Corporation of China, as we are saying goodbye to BCC and the Voice of Free China. So we're going to play this wonderful music to all of you. It's entitled In Praise of BCC.
You are listening to Radio Tapei International. This is Paula Zhao along with Carson Wang in Taipei, Taiwan, the Republic of China.
And today we feature a special program in order to mark the celebration of the opening of CBS or Radio Tapei International. Well, Paula, I think our listeners would like to know more about our radio station.
Right, the CBS broadcasts 24 hours a day. The 5 major networks are the Variety Network broadcasting in Mandarin Chinese the news network broadcasting in Mandarin Chinese.
The Chinese dialect network, including Amoy, Cantonese, Hakka, Mongolian, Tibetan, and Uyghur.
The foreign language network, including English, Japanese, German, French, Russian, Thai, Indonesian, Vietnamese, Spanish, and Arabic.
Yeah, and of course, the Voice of Asia, broadcasting in Mandarin Chinese. Well, I think, Paula, as that is the new radio station. It is the new call sign, Radio Tapei International. I think probably sometime in the near future, we might have some new voices.
Right, besides Vivian, Paula, and Carson,
and some of the freelancers like
Curtis, and
Owen Ling. We might have some new voices. So we'll keep you all in suspense, and so you will have to tune into our programs in order to find out who those voices are.
Well, Carson, I think it's time for us to say goodbye to our listeners. I hope you have enjoyed listening to today's 30-minute special.
And this program was brought to you by Radio Tapei International. And Paula, I think we have to remind our listeners once again, remember to write to us as soon as possible, or even now when you finish listening to this program, write to us. Well, why, Paula? I think our listeners might want to be reminded once again.
Well, if you send us your reception report, we have a special QSL card just for today.
And to wrap up our show today, we're going to play for you this wonderful piece of music, which is entitled 明天, which means tomorrow, by Yin Zhenyang. And of course, I hope that our programs for Radio Tapei International will grow stronger with your continued support.
Once again, Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year and goodbye.